Hello, Sunday morning, sunny, pine forest. Let's explore together. This mushroom is Lepiota procera. It is a Lepiota because it has this nice characteristic. I will take this one here. What you can see here is that it has a pretty large mushroom. See the size of my hand here. So this is about 20 centimeters in height. You see the stipe is actually with scales here, especially. You can see the scales pretty well here. It has an annulus, a ring that is actually, you can even make it almost going up and down, you see. So we can switch the annulus up and down, which is also specific of this species. The gills are free. You can see that they don't touch the stipe, which means that we can actually remove the cap very easily. I will not do it. And you see also that the hat is brown and very scaly. And this is this species, so all these large, this means it belongs to the group of Lepiota, and all the large Lepiotas are usually edible. But the small Lepiotas that are perhaps 3-4 times smaller, these ones can be lethal, so you have to be very careful of what you are doing when you eat Lepiota. But this one is without any problem. This is Lepiota procera, the most common of all. Yeah, it depends on the age. When it's very young, like this one, it still smells very good, like hazelnut. And as it ages, it becomes less and less nice and worse and worse. So you get from hazelnut to old sock, something like that. Not fantastic, eh? And the taste is the one of the average button mushroom. It's very tasty. This here is a young Lepiota procera. You see actually the typical shape of the hat, that is very like a cube. Ouais, some boars were passing by here. I will have to cut just one individual. Voilà. Yeah, Udemancula muscida. Well, the first characteristic is that, as you see, it's growing on wood. But second is that the hat, the cap, is extremely sticky, and you see like how shiny it is. It's very sticky, almost like saliva. And muscida, that's what it means. It means that there is lots of mucus on top, easily recognizable. Also,
It's very white, almost pure white with a little bit of beige in the center. You see that the gills are very far away from each other, so there is lots of room between the gills. The stipe is also very sticky, and the ring is not like the one of Lepiota procera. The ring is like a membrane, which is whitish to brownish. You can find it on birch wood, Eudemantiella mucida.
And the smell is wow, very acidic. Yeah, very acidic smell of this species, not edible.
Yay! Excellent. This species, Boletus erythropus. So, why is it a Boletus? First of all, I will cut it. Boletus erythropus. Alors, it's not in super good shape. However, you can see, first of all, it's a Boletus sensu stricto because the stipe is large. It's not as large as the diameter of the cap, but still it's more than half. So it's a Boletus. Boletus with a cap that has this nice brown color, which is common with many Xerocomus species as well, or Boletus badius, so you cannot really identify based on that. However, you see that the pores are red. The beautiful red, so the younger the more red, the younger the redder. As it gets older, the red becomes a little bit more orange. And like many Boletus or Xerocomus species, when you push, when you damage the pores, they become blue. So here it's a little bit old, so it's not becoming too blue, rather brown, but yeah, it should become rather blue. If we cut a little piece of the hat, voilà, you will see how it is, how it's becoming blue almost immediately. You see, it's now becoming blue. Voilà, you see the pores that are yellow. The tubes are actually yellow and the pores are red. And the stipe. Now the stipe is eaten quite a lot by slugs, but what we can see is that it's difficult to see here. It's a pity. It's a pity. We see it a little bit here on this intact piece. There are some little dots. All these little dots are characteristic of Boletus erythropus. So many people think that this mushroom is toxic because the boletes that have red pores are toxic. It's rarely true. In fact, only Boletus satanas is really toxic, and it's not really toxic. It's just makes you puke immediately. So you barely eat some; it's immediately emetic. It makes you vomit, and therefore people usually will not choose these mushrooms just because they have red pores and they are afraid of eating Boletus satanas. However, if you see in the stipe that there are little red dots on a yellow background, you are certain it's Boletus erythropus. Edible and tasty. This one is very tasty. Tastes like meat. Erythro, red, pus, the stipe. So the bolete with red stipe. often saying that you should use your sense of smell to identify mushrooms. And we will illustrate it with this species. Alors, this species is belonging to the genus Marasmius. Marasmius together with Laccaria have a very tough stipe. You see that it's very difficult to tear down. The stipe is very long, very black. The cap is beige, but most important, the gills are very large. They are almost free as well. However, you could not separate the cap from the hat. So the fact that the stipe is so hard, that the gills are so large, brings us to the genus Marasmius. There are several Marasmius species, but so this one with a very long black stipe, well, this is Marasmius alliaceus. Alliaceus means garlic. And this is actually the easiest way to identify this mushroom. It smells actually garlic even from 10 meters away. It is Marasmius alliaceus, very easy to identify. Definitely a year of Lepiota procera. So this is it. I guess we are done for today. Hope you enjoyed this little hike in the forest and all the mushrooms we found. Oh, another one, Lepiota procera. So I wish you a very good week and I see you next weekend. Goodbye.